What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video, we're creating a sketch illustration of L from Deathnote. Let's begin today's lesson by adding some guidelines to help with the symmetry and balance of our drawing. We'll start by sketching a line coming down the center of our page. Let's start from the very top in the middle. Just going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom. Now along the top, let's add another line going across from left to right. So we'll start with the left side and stretch that out towards the right. Now I'm going to use these two lines to help us create a circle along the top of our page. So from that center point, let's move up. It's going to mark off the top of our circle, and I'll measure that distance from the center down towards the bottom. Mark this off. And we'll do the same thing across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left, and then the right. Now we're going to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. Let's start with the top left, and we're just going to rough this in. The circle doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just using this as a guide to help establish the size of the head. You can just go back and just smooth this out. Let's add another line coming down the side of our circle. So we'll start with the left, coming all the way down towards the bottom. Now I want to add another line going across the bottom of our circle. Let's add that gap in between the eyes. We're going to move over towards the left from that center line. Draw a straight line going up towards the top. Take that same distance over towards the right. From the bottom of the eye line, let's step up, sketch a line going across from left to right. Now from that inside point, it's going to angle the eye coming down and then in towards the bottom. And then along the top, we're going to draw a small half circle for the iris, just tucking this up underneath the eyelid. Let's go underneath the eye, add a curve, coming down and then up on both sides. Now from the center, we're going to step down, just going to mark off the nose right about here. We'll add a small V. Let's move down, draw another line going across for the mouth, going all the way across towards that outside line. Let's go to the side of our circle. It's going to slope the head, coming down and then in towards that mouth line. From the mouth, let's step down towards the chin, mark this off, and then from the jaw, we're just going to slope this down and then in towards the middle. Now I want to push the head forward on top of the shoulders. So let's start from that eye line. It's going to slope the shoulders coming down and then out. And now we're going to block out the basic shape and volume for the hair. Let's start directly above the left eye towards that center line, curve this down across the center, towards the right, and then bend that back up towards the top. Let's go around the left eye, coming down and then in, and then bend that out. Let's go on top of the right eye, bend this down and then out towards the side of the head. Now from this point, we're going to go all the way up towards the top of our circle. It's going to round this out, come down the side, and then bend that in. Let's go back up to that top point, bend this up, and go out towards the side, bending that down, round out the side, and then pull that in towards the right side of the head. Now we're going to go back and erase our guidelines to get a better look at our proportions. And now we use this rough sketch as a guide to help us modify the shape and add some more details. Let's start with the front edge of the bangs. We'll start from the top. I'm just going to pull this down. I'm just going to rough in the detail. Going across, just adding some more points. Going across, then out towards the right. Pull some hair coming down the left side, around the cheek, then out. Now I'm going to go back and just add some more detail and shape to the eyes, starting along the top of the eyelid. Start with the center of the pupil. And we'll lightly shade in the outside of the iris. Now I'm going to go back and just modify the shape of the head. Just pulling this in towards the jaw a little bit closer. Rounding out the jawline, coming down towards the chin. Now it's going to work our way around the outside of the head, just adding some more points around the hair. Just going to roughly block in the shirt collar around the head. Let's go back and clean up our drawing one final time before we add some more detail and shading. And once we finish tracing in our contours, we're going to go in and add some shadows. Start above the eyes. Now the hair's going to cast a shadow along the top of the head. Just going to darken that up and just fade that down. And just working our way around the eyes. Just adding that shadow across the bottom edge of the nose. And the nose is going to cast a shadow coming down the middle towards the mouth, almost like in a V shape. And the head's going to cast a shadow across the top of the neck. So we'll darken up the top of the shadow and just fade that down. Let's bring some of that shadow across towards the right side on top of the shirt. And we're just going to darken up the tips of the hair along the bottom and then blend that up. We're just going to work our way across the bottom right side, all the way out towards the edge of the hair. And we're essentially adding some more texture inside the hair. Now we're going to work away from this part coming down and then out to create a bit of a highlight in the center edge of the hair. Just working with the flow of the hair. And go back and add some fine details and textures inside the hair, starting along the bottom edge. And I'm just going to go back to that part and work our way down. Now, as we get near the end, we're just going to tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more contrast. And always be sure to sign out artwork. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Elle from Deathnote. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single week. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. For just $1 a month, you'll gain instant access to exclusive members-only drawing tutorials, virtual art camps, and much, much more. Join our thriving community of passionate artists just like you and let your creativity soar. So just click that link in the description, and I'll see you in the club.